So let's start with the minimum required changes to this file in order to create a new virtual machine. I'm going to go over to the parameters file. We're going to leave it in the same region, but the Azure Network Interface card is going to have to get a new name. So I'm going to call it AZ new NIC 123. I'm going to keep the same network security group. The network security group rules aren't changing. We'll launch it in the same virtual network. So we're not going to change the virtual network name or the subnet name. It's going to need a new public IP address. So we're going to slightly change the public IP address name. Leave the other settings the same. We're going to give the virtual machine itself a new name. So we're getting the virtual machine will have a new name. The public IP address will be new, and the network interface card will be new. Okay, so those are the three things that are required for this VM to be launched side by side in the same resource group in the same region as its brother. Leave the disks the same, username. We're going to have to specify a password here. It's null because Azure doesn't give it to us when we download the template, but we're going to put something in here. And I'll leave the other settings the same. I'm going to hit save on this. Now we won't modify the template itself just yet. Now you might ask yourself, well, what's going to happen? The network interface card will be the same, but the network security group is not actually changing. The network security group name is the same. The other thing that's the same is the schedule, for instance. And so, although the schedule itself is a dynamically generated thing, but anyways, what's going to happen with this virtual network, the virtual network and the network security group? Okay, those two things. Well, this is the great thing about the way that ARM templates work. If you are specifying a resource that already exists, let's say this name has already exists. All that Azure is going to do when you deploy it again is it's going to validate that the properties of that resource match what you have now specified. So you can deploy the same virtual network again and again every hour if you wish with the same properties, and Azure is just going to review this, verify that that network exists, verify all the properties are still the same, and then it's going to end up doing nothing. That is called DSC, right? That's desired state configuration. So you could take the baseline of your environment and run it in an automation, and every 20 minutes or every hour you can redeploy your environment, and that using desired state configuration will just ensure that there's no properties that are changing, that no one's logged into the portal and it's changing things that are not defined in the file. Okay, that's a sort of a separate topic, but I'll just point out that ARM templates, you can deploy them again and again, and it doesn't actually affect the resource as long as the properties are the same. So we're going to take these parameters, we're going to take this template unchanged, and we're going to deploy this, and we're going to let it make a brand new VM for us with a brand new public IP address and a brand new network interface card.